Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Regular, and after looking at your votes, it looks like The Reading Race is the most popular book. So we're going to read The Reading Race next. Let's find out what Freddie's problem is in this book. I have a problem. A really, really big problem. My school is having a book fair. The week before the fair, we are having a readathon. And the person who reads for the most minutes gets to choose 5 free books at the book fair. I really want to win the books, but I'm not a very good reader. Let me tell you about it. So chapter 1 is called The Readathon. Come sit on the rug, everybody, said our teacher, Mrs. Whooshy. I have something exciting to tell you about. We all walked over to the rug and sat down. Are we going on a field trip? Asked Robbie. No, said Mrs. Whooshy. I know, yelled Chloe. We're going to have a party. I just love parties. No, not a party, said Mrs. Whooshy. Maybe this will give you a clue. She reached over, picked up a stack of papers, and handed one to each of us. The book fair, we all said together. The book fair is coming. Max jumped off the rug and started bouncing up and down. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, he sang as he pumped his fist in the air. By accident, he stepped on Chloe's finger. Ow, 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 she screamed. She was running around and shaking her finger in the air. You broke my finger! You broke my finger! I did not, yelled Max. Yes, you did, Chloe cried. Did not. Did too. All right, that's enough, said Mrs. Whooshy. Chloe, let me see your finger. Chloe held out her finger so Mrs. Whooshy could look at it. See, it's broken. I can only move it this much. If it were broken, she wouldn't be able to move it at all, my best friend Robbie told me. She's definitely a drama queen, said Jessie. Mrs. Whooshy gently touched Chloe's finger. I don't think it's broken. Told ya, said Max. Well, it's all red, said Chloe. Look. She waved her finger in Max's face. I wouldn't do that if I were her, said Robbie. Yeah, the last time she did that, he bit her finger. Jessie giggled. Max took a step toward Chloe. Watch out, Robbie whispered. Mrs. Whooshy put her hand on Max's shoulder. You need to apologize to Chloe. Why? Said Max. If she had her hands in her lap, then I wouldn't have stepped on her finger. No, said Mrs. Whooshy. If you were sitting quietly on the rug, instead of jumping up and down, this wouldn't have happened. You really need to be more careful. Yeah, Max, said Chloe. You need to calm down. Max, we're waiting, said Mrs. Whooshy. For what? For you to say you're sorry. Max sighed. Fine. Sorry, he mumbled. What? Said Chloe. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, he yelled in her face. Max, that was not very kind. Please tell Chloe you're sorry in a nice voice. I'm sorry, he said again. Oh, much better, said Mrs. Whooshy. Now please go sit in that chair. Max went to sit in a chair by the edge of the rug. Chloe, why don't you go over to the sink and run your finger under some cold water? That will make it feel a lot better. I think I need to go to the nurse, said Chloe. Go to the nurse? I whispered to Robbie. She's acting like she got her finger cut off. Robbie giggled. No, said Mrs. Whooshy. I think your finger will be just fine if you put some water on it. Chloe walked over to the sink, and Mrs. Whooshy came back to the class. Now, where was I? She said. So there's Max in timeout, and there's Chloe holding up her broken finger. You were telling us about the book fair, said Robbie. Oh, that's right, said Mrs. Whooshie. The book fair will be here next week. I can't wait, I said. I just love the book fair. Me too, said Jessie. There are always so many cool books. Like this one, said Robbie, pointing to a book on the paper Mrs. Whooshie had given us. It's called The Night I Saved the Universe. It's about a boy who goes into outer space with an alien police officer to help him solve mysteries. Are there any Angelina Ballerina books? Chloe asked as she walked back to the rug. Those are my favorite. Angelina is a ballerina, just like me. She spun around once before she sat down. Oh, look, said Jessie. Here's a cool book about basketball. I'm going to ask my abuela, my grandma, if I can get this one. Girls can't get basketball books, said Max. Why not? Asked Jessie. Because those are boy books, said Max. There's no such thing as boy books and girl books, said Jessie. Boys and girls can read any books that they want. That's right, said Mrs. Whooshie. And I need all of the boys and all of the girls to do a lot of reading in the next week. Why? Asked Robbie. Well, because the book fair is holding a contest, said Mrs. Whooshie. Ooh, a contest, said Max. What kind of contest? Well, said Mrs. Whooshie, we're going to have a readathon for 1 week, and the person who reads the most minutes will get to pick 5 free books from the book fair. 5 free books? Wow, said Max. That's awesome. There's more, said Mrs. Whooshie. More? Asked Robbie. Really? Really, said Mrs. Whooshie. Each class is going to add up all of their reading minutes, and the class that has the highest total will get an author visit. No way, said Robbie. I've always wanted to meet a real live author. Mrs. Whooshie gave us another piece of paper. Here's the paper you need to fill out each day with your number of reading minutes. Your parents also have to sign it. Yeah, that's so you don't cheat, Chloe said, looking at Max. I'm not a cheater. You are, Max said to Chloe. I am not, whined Chloe. Oh boy, here we go again, I said. You two need to stop, said Mrs. Whooshie. It is not polite to call someone a cheater, and no one in our class cheats. Chloe and Max glared at each other. Mrs. Whooshie continued. So for the next week, let's all read, read, read. I bet if we work really hard, our class can win the author visit. So they're very excited about the author visit as a class and who could maybe read the most to get 5 free books. So I know it's early on, but I want you to make a prediction. What character do you think is going to read the most minutes? Is it Freddie? His best friend Robbie? His friend Jessie? Chloe? Or is it Max? What do you think? I want you to make a prediction. You can write it down if you want, or just keep it in your head, and we'll see if you're correct as we read more chapters. Hopefully, Max and Chloe start getting along a little bit better.